Volturi. They're coming for us.
The first part of this movie, first half hour, feels like the end of that movie because it's the end of the Bella story. And then once you get into the whole kind of gathering of the vampires and getting ready for that big confrontation at the end, it feels like this big, epic action movie.
I keep doing interviews where I'm referencing something that happened in the movie before, because we shot them, at the same time.
Yeah, we didn't shoot them back to back. We shot them at the same time. So in the morning, you'd step into like scene 2 from movie 1, and then the next scene would be scene 90 from movie 2, and you never really knew where you were. So it was all up to Bill Condon to sort of keep us in line and tell us what was going on all the time. It was hard to wrap your mind around it.
The main thing is not to move too fast.
Try taking a seat, crossing your legs. Maybe a tad slower.
And blink at least 3 times a minute. Good.
For a cartoon character.
Hold your breath. It'll help with the thirst.
Just don't forget to move your shoulders so it looks like you're breathing.
And don't sit so straight. Humans don't do that. Okay, I got it. Move around, blink, slouch.
I like sort of larger-than-life characters, but the challenge is to try and find where it's coming from. If you can kind of root it in something real. And my starting point, I suppose, with Arrow was thinking, well, he's immortal. He's been around for centuries, and that's probably a bit boring. That you kind of see everything, you've done everything. When you've read every book and you've drunk every wine, and then it kind of drives you a little bit crazy. So I like the idea that he's got this kind of controlled surface, but under the surface is crazy. And that you hear that come out in his laugh now and again, and whenever he sees something new and different, it's just delightful. He loves it because it's something new.
What a pleasant surprise. What do you want?
I have to report a crime.
The Cullens. They've done something terrible.
Allow me.
There are over 24 new vampires. Some of them have special powers. I think the big, saving grace there is that we had this group of really good actors who got in the book, they got to read the backstories, they got to talk to Stephanie. So even though some of them have very only concentrated moments, they were able to convey a lot about who these people are. So I think you kind of get who everybody is. Actors who pop,
I was really impressed with Miana. Do you remember her?
Of course.
Yeah, Mayana. Yeah. She was really, I loved what she did with a character that I wasn't, after reading the books, wasn't really drawn to her character, and to see that brought to life, I think that it's a great feeling for all of us, because I think we're also fans of the books, and so you sort of never know which character you're going to be drawn to until it's there visually for you to see it and stuff. So.
Yeah, I felt, for me, I was really, because I had this scene with the Egyptians, where we go and bring the Egyptians to our house, and I really became fascinated with watching Rami and Omar Metwali. I just think that they're both such great actors, and, Rami in the movie, you really get to see a lot of, his special powers, and he's just very cool to watch.
I like, the Egyptian vampires. I really like superpowers in movies, X-Men, the Avengers. I love those kind of movies, and that's one of the things that's really cool about these Twilight vampires. They have these superpowers, and I kind of see a little bit more of that. So Rami Malek, who plays one of the Egyptian, I think Benjamin, he can control the elements, and it's really cool visually. In the film, it looks amazing.
Their goal isn't punishment, it's power, it's acquisition. Carlisle might not ask you to fight, but I will. For the sake of my family, but also for yours. And for the way you want to live.
The Pax will fight. We've never been afraid of vampires.
We will fight.
This won't be the first time I've fought a king's rule.
We'll join you.
We will stand with you. So will we.
That didn't take much.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. We'll see.
I mean, I was excited too because I think it really adds something to the movies. Like that it really heightens what we're doing in the story, and it just I thought it made total sense and
Right.
gave me something really fun to do as well.
Yeah, and it didn't come out of the clear blue. I mean, it was something that existed sort of in the books that was just greatly sort of exaggerated, but it wasn't. I mean, it totally, it
wasn't like suddenly we're having a pizza party on the moon. you
Right.
know, we're like, it all sort of makes sense.
You read the books, but when books are adapted into screenplays, it leaves room for interpretation and a little embellishment. And as you're turning, you're reading the end of Breaking Dawn, the last act really kind of caught us by surprise, and we're like, What happens and makes you want to finish as soon as you can. So definitely, there's a lot of climactic parts in this movie, and the ending is going to leave the audience with a jaw on the floor.
It certainly is, come into a big climactic showdown, and it doesn't let you down in that respect, I don't think. This is certainly the film I've enjoyed watching the most. There's a lot going on. You've got loads of new characters, all these different vampires from all over the world with their different kind of qualities. And you've got the kind of love story obviously still going on, but there's action, there's humor. I think there's a kind of tongue-in-cheekness about this film at times, which I really enjoyed, and I think the audience will really enjoy. And then there's surprises even for people who know the stories inside out. I think that's kind of like a little reward for the really loyal fans, that they get to be shocked by something. And I think it rounds everything off really beautifully at the end. I had a little tear. So I'm sure the audience will feel like that as well.
I just want to do something that sort of put it in the books, that this is something that, all these actors brought to life, across 5 movies, and it was nice kind of to be able to tip your hat to them.